Magnificent deep divers. Let me send you some good ass energy right about now. Take that, take that, take that. I hope you are taking care of yourself, deep divers. Dear universe, I'm thankful for today, yesterday, and tomorrow. I'm thankful for my life. And deep divers, in the midst of everything chaotic that's happening around us in this matrix, we must never forget gratitude, because gratitude can shift your vibration. Wait a minute. Raising the frequency, you see? Raising the vibration. There are still wonderful things happening in the world, like the sight of the cat down the road, like being surrounded by the birds, bees, trees, and leaves, deep divers, and even the flamingos. If you are watching this video, this is your confirmation that you are going to overcome any adversity coming your way. Everything will align for you, but you must say thank you. Let me tell you this, deep divers. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear. My only job is to give you the truth and nothing more than that. Someone sent me a message. It read, Ralph, it's about to get ugly. The world's in big trouble. How can we take back our world? I love your videos, Ralph. Thank you. You got a message from me, deep divers. Add me on Instagram at Ralph Smart. Great message. Yes, the world's in big trouble. And it's about to get ugly if we don't do anything, if we hand over our freedoms, our power, our mental health. And right now, your freedom is up for grabs. Your mental health is up for grabs. Your power is up for grabs if you continue to drink the Kool-Aid and fall asleep. You see, the world's in big trouble because many people don't realize the severity of the situation. The world's in a state of emergency. Nobody would have imagined that you might need a QR code to travel, but it's here right now. It's time to wake up and smell that. Wait a minute. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. It's time to wake up and smell the good ass prana, deep divers. And to say, my body, my truth, my freedom, my freedom. Say it with me. My body, my truth, my freedom, my freedom. Raising the frequency, raising the vibration. Peace. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Beautiful deep divers, another marvelous day in the heart of nature, sprinkling that good ass energy on you right now. Let me tell you this. Growing up, I was infatuated with these no fear t-shirts, right? I'm like 13 years old. And on one of the t-shirts, it said, are you going to do something? Or are you just going to stand there and bleed? Then it said, no fear. And that really empowered me as a young man to say, actually, have no fear, because fear is false evidence appearing real. So the question I ask you, humanity, are you going to do something, or are you just going to watch your freedoms get taken away? Are you going to do something, or are you going to let your children get eaten by the beast and their mental health get destroyed? Because we can do something. You see, bad things happen when good people decide to do nothing. What? Slow motion this side. Say it again, Ralph. I said bad things happen when good people decide to do nothing. The world's in big trouble. The great Krishnamurti said, "It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society." This society is sick. And everything you see happening around you in the midst of this global pandemic, Omicron variants, oh my gosh, that's not the issue. Those are symptoms. The issue is that humanity is sick and it needs help and the world's in big trouble. But I'm about to give you a solution of how we can take our world back, how we can reclaim our freedom, how we can protect the mental health of our children and our future grandchildren. We got a whole lot to talk about, deep divers, and we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there? The bigger the lie, the more they believe. Let me repeat that. The bigger the lie, the more they believe. As a psychologist, I talk to you about something called mass formation. In a totalitarian state, you need a mass formation, which is where you get people into the hive mind under mass hypnosis so you can get them to do what you want. And a lot of people right now are handing over their powers willingly, handing over their freedoms willingly, but it's always only about 30%. And to have this mass formation, you need people to feel isolated and alone, and also that their life is meaningless and pointless, and also they have to have this free-floating anxiety, and also this free-floating frustration. And they have to feel desperate. And the 30%, their desperation has made them go along with the 1984 Orwellian nightmare. Now, the 40% of the population doesn't know it doesn't know which direction to go in. It's kind of like, I'll go with the flow. And the other 30% know the truth about what's happening right now. So it's all about reaching that 40%. We're going to talk about that. The world's in big trouble because many people do not realize the media never takes a day off. Bob Marley said, "Wickedness does not take a day off. Why should I?" Slow motion this side. The mass media has a story for you every single second. And it's got everything to do with fear. And they repeat the same thing every single day. More fear. Be afraid. Be very afraid. But you know what? It works. You know why it works? Because repetition is the way to reprogram the subconscious mind. I make videos on all kind of topics, deep divers, from 7-Day Vegan Challenge. I'm getting hungry right now. Food and nutrition, to relationships, to the current situation on the planet. And sometimes people come to my videos like this and they're like, "Ralph, gosh, you're always repeating yourself, like you're always saying humanity reclaim their freedom." Yeah, because someone is just watching my video for the first time. They haven't heard it. More so, don't you know that repetition reprograms the subconscious mind? Slow motion this side. And this is why, to break the mass formation, you need people to be consistent with a message to help humanity awaken from the deep sleep, the dream spell they have been cast in. We live in a world so fake, the truth actually scares people. We live in a world so fake, Barbie just might be real. She is, right, in this world. The world's in big trouble. Many people do not realize the world is reaching the tipping point. It's already at the tipping point, matter of fact. And it's also slowly reaching the point of no return. I told you, 30% of people are aware everything we are being told about what's going on is a lie. 40% are in the middle. They'll go with the herd, they'll go with the crowd. 30% are brainwashed, dumbed down, and drinking the Kool-Aid, just like Jim Jones. So the 40% will continue to follow the 30% that are asleep. The 40% will continue to follow the 30% that are asleep and programmed, unless the 30% who are awake step up their game and start spreading more awareness. And I'm doing that. Other people are doing that. Salute to you, but we have to take it a notch up. We've got to do more because time is running out. I told you, people would not have believed if you would have told people that the world would be like this. They might have called you a conspiracy theorist. Well, I guess the conspiracy theorists were right. Slow motion this side. And the CIA created the term conspiracy theorist to stop people coming out with the truth. There is an agenda, and it's not a conspiracy, to make sure human beings do not unite. There is an agenda. There is an agenda, and it's not a conspiracy, and it's to make sure your spirit is broken. And this is why how we get our world back is to unite with people who are just like us on the same mission. People who embrace the freedom that we know is our birthright, because being free is our birthright. How we get our world back is to stand up and say, no fear. How we get our world back is to start reminding yourself your silence is consent. How we get our world back is to say enough is enough. How we get our world back is to see the severity of the situation. The world's in big trouble because many people do not realize that this is just the start of it. It was only supposed to be 2 weeks to flatten the curve, but what happened? You see, they are always changing the goalpost. It was only supposed to be 2 jabs and then you're fully vaccinated. But what happened? Now Omicron came along, and I told you there was a movie about that, even a Amazon Prime series about that, about an alien that invades this human body and takes over the whole of the planet. History has a strange way of repeating itself. But I told you, when you remind yourself, they don't want this to end because now you have boosters. And in some countries, if you don't have the booster, like in Israel, you aren't considered fully vaccinated. So it's never going to stop until there's a social credit score in place. And this is why the world's in big trouble. Because just like in China, they've got a social credit score. They can deduct points from you if you are a so-called bad citizen. Do you remember Deep Diver's Demolition Man? And the guy was getting fined just for swearing. This is the world they want for you. Aldous Huxley told you in The Brave New World, there will come a time when men and women will grow to love their servitude and they will never dream of revolution. Orwell told you in 1984, if you want a vision of the future, imagine a boot stamping on a human face forever. This is why the world's in big trouble, because they aren't going to stop. You see, something strange happens in a totalitarian state. A dictatorship is where people are afraid of the dictator, right? People have fear. A totalitarian state is where people willingly give over their power and they are hypnotized. But also, the tyrants of the totalitarian state inflict more absurd laws, and they are more oppressive because they know the people will accept it. So you got to remind yourself, the more you bend over, the more there will be no Vaseline. Read in between the lines. The more you hand over your power, the more they will take from you. It's just like a bully and a victim. When the victim does not stand up to the bullying only gets worse. The moment the victim says, actually, I'm not a victim, and you will no longer bully me, and they speak their truth and say no, enough is enough, this is where the great change happens. So you have to remind yourself to use your voice. This is how to take your world back. You have to remind yourself to speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. This is how you get your world back. You have to remind yourself, you cannot serve two masters. You can't be in nature and at the same time you can't be in nature and at the same time be in the belly of the beast. The world's in big trouble. I told you, there are doctors all around the world who are getting censored. There are people who have had their platforms taken down. And this is why I'm someone who's inspiring millions of people. And I'm even having conversations with YouTube behind the scenes to say, hey, I am always going to stand up for the freedom of speech, because if that's gone, everything is gone. And we have to protect that, because the more they censor me or you, the more they're going to censor everyone, until eventually you won't even be able to say anything. It's ridiculous. The world's in big trouble because I told you, bad things happen when good people decide to do nothing. There are many people in the medical field, doctors, nurses, who are seeing what's happening. They are aware of the lies that are being said, but they're keeping quiet. When you are complicit with your own demise, you are guilty. Slow motion this side. So how we take the world back, you doctors who watch my videos, you have to start speaking up and being brave, like Dr. Buttar, who has come out and started to spill the beans, and other doctors. People who work in that field have to start saying the truth. The world's in big trouble. You see, the mental health, there's something called COVID anxiety syndrome. As a psychologist, I'm getting thousands of messages every single day. Ralph, I'm having anxiety because of this global pandemic. It's affecting my mental health. What are we doing to the children? What kind of world are the children growing up in? It's time to grow a pair of balls. Ladies, you don't have to though. But it's time to start stepping up and saying, actually, enough is enough, because if you do not, it's going to be too late. You're going to wake up and you aren't going to be allowed to do anything. I told you, they are creating a two-tier system between the vaxxed and the unvaxxed. And this is just the beginning of a social credit score. And when that's in place, it's going to be over for you. You are going to be judged, just like right now, on your medical status, but even to a greater degree. You won't be allowed to go into a shop unless you've had 4, 5, 6 booster shots, this, that happening. And this is the reason why this is not about Omicron. This is about your freedom, which is at stake. This is about your mental health, your children's future. So if you think this has nothing to do with you, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. The good news, there's been a lot of pushback. I told you, the 30% are awake and aware. 69% of Germany has been fully vaccinated. That's 31% who haven't. 1/3 of Londoners have not been vaccinated. Many people are starting to ask questions. Questioning is the catalyst to awareness, which is the catalyst to enlightenment. I'm not here to tell you what to believe in. I'm here to remind you that what you were told to believe in is a lie. Think for yourself. Ask questions. This is how you take your world back. Vibrate in love. Do not attack what you hate. Promote what you love. And Do not become violent, because they'll use that against you. If you want to really change the whole world, be that change you want to see. Be the example, and remind yourself there are still 40%. There's still 40% of the population that is still not deciding which way to go, the New World Order or the New Earth. You can reach one of these people with love, compassion. I'm doing it every single day. Right now, it's the battle for the hearts and minds of the people. This is spiritual warfare. You must, if you know something, you must spread a message. You must vibrate in love, and you must not be afraid. We can turn this all around, but it's going to take radical action. No more just peace, love, and light. No, you're not living in a world just of peace, love, and light. You're living in a world of darkness as well. And this is why you're going to have to learn that everything that's happening right now is nothing more than humanity's collective shadow. We've created this, and it's up to us to get ourselves out of it. But it's happened because we believed ignorance was bliss. We believed that it had nothing to do with us. Well, now it does, because it's affecting you and your children. And if you think, hey, I've had this booster and that booster, and you're safe, you got another thing coming, because it's never going to stop. Like Orwell said, if you want a vision of the future, imagine a boot stamping on your face forever. It's time to wake up and reclaim your freedom, reclaim your common sense, reclaim your power, and say enough is enough. Because when you say no, that will inspire other people to say no. And now you can become free, and then just say, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello? There. Beautiful deep divers. I'm just, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. The greater the lie, the more they believe. Start listening to yourself, deep divers, not the news, not the elected officials. Listen to yourself. You know that something is wrong. Trust that intuition. I love all of you, deep divers. Shout out to everyone who's been getting the wonderful Good Ass Prana shirts at ralphsmart.com/clothes and spreadshirt.com if you're in America. And if you are a sexy ass model, with a whole lot of heart, and you want to model the clothing, well, go and buy some, okay? Add me on Instagram, deep divers, for more daily inspiration at Ralph Smart, at Infinite Waters, and Facebook at Ralph Smart, at Infinite Waters, and Snapchat at It's that good ass prana, baby. Check out the new book, Deep Divers, for more powerful, life-changing information just like this. Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/thebook. Many people are already cyborgs. The world's in big trouble because many people are making love to their iPhone. You see, things were designed to be used. People were designed to be loved. The world's in big trouble because things are being loved and people are being used. Do you know that in the midst of this global pandemic, scammers have increased by 500%? People saying, hey, we can do a PCR test for you. And they're charging extortionate amounts. Do you know how many people are getting ripped off because of everything that's happening? Let's remind ourselves our humanity is our power. Let's remind ourselves not to be desperate, because when you are desperate, you will go along with anything. And this is why the 30% are under mass hypnosis, because they're desperate. They live in fear. Choose love, and you will remind yourself there's nothing to be afraid of. We are the power. We always were, and we always will be. Deep divers, I love all of you. Peace. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well. Stay healthy. Peace. You! Leave a comment down below, deep divers, giving a solution to everything that's happening around the world right now. hit the like button, share this video, tell a friend that Ralph Smart feels so good to be alive, baby. You want me to go live on this topic? Just give thanks and say, I'm alive, baby. Peace.